Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to share. Now today I'm going to be talking about the Myers-Briggs type indicator, specifically the experience routine in INFJ, which is myself, and an INTJ. Now if you guys want to get more information about knowing about the cognitive functions, I'm sure you'll have resources as Google or YouTube to look up the cognitive functions. I'm just not going to get more in depth about that because I kind of understand it, but to like a certain extent, and I really research or get more in depth, but I'm sure other people and other outlets can give you more in-depth information on knowing about the cognitive functions. I'm just going to basically tell my experience of my interaction of being around an INTJ, just expressing how the relationship and how it just flows so easily. So I basically had an experience specific with INTJ female. She was an older female. She was like, I think in her 50s or 60s, but don't judge me, okay? Because I'm sure people have other friends and, family and people that they interact with that they just, regardless of what age, they just mash really well together. So I just felt like me being INFJ and the female being the person that I knew, the INTJ, the relationship is like total bliss. It's just complete total bliss. And when I mean total bliss, I mean like euphoria. I feel like literally when I'm interacting with an INTJ, the conversation is very, it's just limitless. Like there's no boundaries, there's no conformity, there's no restrictions. The amount of information that I can interact and exchange between one another is just priceless. It's like effortlessly. It's like I literally can talk about one conversation, one subject, multiple topics all at once. It's like literally like when you're, and I use this literally as a similarity to describe like when you go to a public library and you're getting books. When you're looking at the aisle, you're literally looking at multiple sections. Like when you go over to somebody like that works there, you're like, well, can I find a section for philosophy? Can I find a section for when they talk about psychology? I just feel like when you're communicating when excuse me if I mess up on my words, an INTJ, I just feel like I can talk about anything with them. And I feel like I could be myself and not feel like I'm being judged. I can talk about philosophy with this INTJ for hours. I can talk about politics. I can talk about religion. I can talk about aliens. I can talk about space. I just feel like the relationship meshes so well, and there's like an appreciation for one another. It just feels like there's like total freedom to express who you are. And it's like sometimes I've noticed too when I was with the INTJ female, it was like literally as if I felt like literally I was the teacher and she literally was the student, and she would ask me all these questions, and it would just be like, and I don't mind, like I had a lot of patience to be like, yeah, what do you want? Like I can answer any question you want. And she always like, like when you're around somebody and you see things in a total different perspective. When I was talking with her, there would be certain things that I would say, and she would say, "Oh, I didn't look at that. I didn't look at it that way. I could never see it like that way." But you can put it like an INFJ me could put it in a different perspective where it's like a whole or perceive something differently. But it was so incredible, and I feel like the relationship to me is just great. We just mash well together, and every time. I don't know, it was like butterflies, anticipation, just to be around them, just to talk with them, just to communicate with them. I was like total excitement because myself, I love to study human behavior, because if anything about an INFJ, they love to study human behavior, and they love to understand how people work, how people function, how people interact with each other. And me being an INFJ and interacting with an INTJ is just complete, total happiness, like from beginning to literally the end. And I just always have this anticipation every time I run into her or if I see her. It's just gonna be such an adventure, such a journey. And I feel like when I'm with an INTJ, they're so knowledgeable. So knowledgeable. She always, every time when I saw her, she'd always had this little, I don't know, and comment down below if anybody else on INTJ experiences this too, male or female. They like to take notes. It's like throughout the day, or note something down, or note something of a task that was done, or note that who came in, or they like to just take these little notes down, and they're like very precise, very accurate, on what they do. And she's very, the word to describe, very direct, very honest, very straightforward. There's nothing around her like I feel like she puts on any facade. What you see is what you get from her, and she's genuinely authentic. And I like that about her because she gives her honest opinion. I remember at some point in time, I told her a while back, because I went through a lot of transformational lessons, and particularly with my health, that I used to be overweight. And I said, there's going to be one of the days that when I come see you, I'm going to bring in an actual photo that you'll be able to see, like how heavy I was, because I was big back then. But it was just so intriguing how, not to be surprised and not to seem unexpected from her response. I gave her the photo, and the first thing she said out of her mouth was like, "Wow, you're fat, you're big." And I could have been sensitive and been like, "Wow, that hurt my feelings," but it was just total honesty, total truthness, just like what she sees is what she expresses. This is my experience of being around an INTJ. Please comment down below and just tell me how your interaction is between an INTJ, me being an INFJ, and how their interaction is, because it's just total bliss. I just feel like I literally can talk to them for hours and hours and hours, and like soaking up the information, exchanging one idea from another. And I feel like every time I go in there, I feel like I learn something from an INTJ, because they're very smart, very intelligent, like they're very knowledgeable, and they're very I feel like they're very assertive in who they are. They know who they are. Like they never have to like not know who they are. Like they're very assertive in who they are as a person. And I just love that personality about them. And I just love the interactions that we have, these talks about. We can have deep talks. We can have complete different perspectives, but they kind of interact and entwine and like together, where they can still have the same meaning, which is so exciting. But that's just my perspective of my interaction of being around an INTJ female. But I'm sure it could actually go vice versa between a male, or even female or male. But that's just my experience. Please, I appreciate if you guys can comment down below comment down below, and please share your experience, because this helps not me, but it helps other people, because I just love learning from different people's perspective. And that's all I have to say. You guys have a great day, and bye.